Good morning, good afternoon. Man in the Cave DIY. We're going to make a alcohol stove that does not need a pot stand. Um, I have an Arizona can that I cut doing another project. That's one. I have another water can, two. And I have a pineapple can. These are some of the tools you're going to need. Pair of pliers, pair of needle nose, a file or two, some kind of razor knives. This is my hammer, safety glasses, gloves, because y'all working with aluminum is very sharp. I have two different types of tin snips or metal cutters that cut metal. One's a right-handed one and one is straight. I also have a can opener or church key. I have some tacks, Sharpie, pair of scissors. I have a 16-penny nail that I cut the end off and made a sharpen the point on it. I have I think it's a 13/16 drill bit. I have some masking tape. I have a hole saw that is not sure what size it is, but I use it to cut a hole in a can, or I use this tin snips. I also have a drill here. I also have a Dremel tool here. So other than that, we'll get started in just a second. I also have a small tape measure here and a ruler. First and foremost, safety first. Glasses, gloves, because you are working with aluminum and it is very sharp. I like to tape my can. You can use the hole saw, which I'm going to show you real quick. Take the hole saw, get somewhere to work with it real quickly that you can hold it down. Go to the center of the can and just cut your little hole in it. Alright. Alright. And that's it for the drill for right now. It's not a perfectly centered hole, but I don't care, because as long as it's in there, that's all that works for me. Next thing I would do, got my first hole in there, take my razor knife, take the paper off of the can, so you have a clear and clean surface to work with. Get over there. Alright. Now, you can make these however tall or small you want. Like this Arizona can, I made another penny stove with it, so I had the bottom left over. But in the bottom, you see this circle here, this indentation. If I put the can in there, it sits up. So when you put your fuel in there, it will go up, but it won't go up. So we want to make it a little easier for it. So here's where my hammer comes in. Usually take my hammer and a couple of little taps down. Get that down just a wee bit, as you can see. Dented it down a little bit. So now, considering I have this, I could do one or two things. I could take my Dremel and cut this out, but I'm going to do this old school. So this can is roughly right at 5 inches. So We want to make a small one. Let's see. I'm going to go down here. You could technically use these ribs as a guide, but I'm going to just go down here. I'm going to take my little pony. I'm going to go in here and poke me a hole in the side. My hammer. Alright. So now that I got a hole in the side, I'm going to take my needle nose pliers. See the hole and the dent? And I'm going to open the hole up so my tin snips can get in there. I'm using the orange ones, which are the straight ones. So therefore, i.e., let's go in there and cut the can. So as you see right now, it's a rough, jagged cut. Get that out of my way. Alright, so now I'm going to go around the can and clean it up. I'm going right to the first set of ribs on here. To clean it up. So now as you see, we have that. Now, this goes in the can this way. So I'm going to cut some little bitty triangles on the bottom of the can. You can do 1, 2, 3, or 4. I usually do 3. This is where the gloves come in handy. So now we have 3. Alright. Now, this now is right at almost 3.5 inches tall. So you want this to stick out of this can at least an inch, inch and a half. So I'm going to take my Sharpie and I'm going to mark the side of the can where it sits right now. Alright. So then I'm going to take this, take my ruler, and I'm going to come down probably 1 inch. 1 inch, and I'm going to make a mark. Alright. It's not rocket scientists, it's just fun. Now this one we can use the scissors to cut it because it's thinner than the can. So I'm going to come down in here and I'm going to just go straight down. And I'm going to turn my scissors and cut. This little piece that I'm cutting off here, I always say save it because you might have another project you can use it as a baffle inside. So what you do is you just take it, fold it around, and it goes inside to make another type of stove. So we're going to set this to the side. So now we have a can here. It's a little, still a little outside. I'm going to trim it up just a wee bit. Alright, so there we go. So now as you see, this can sits in it like that. And that's what you want. You want that little extra space in the top of it. Alright. So, after you get the little space in the top, now, I usually poke a hole or two in the very top of the can as well. You can put 2 or 3 holes in there. I just take and put my little, get my little hammer, my little poke, put 1, 2, 3, 4. I got the 4th one in there now. And